Michelle Obama spoke about some of the successes of the Let's Move campaign. She
Yeah.
created an animated video as she was speaking in it about, and it showed how kids today are more likely to get fruit and vegetables, for example, in their school lunches. What would you say were the biggest successes of the Let's Move campaign?
I think we had a transformative impact on these issues, and one that we won't know the entirety of for another 10, 15 years when these younger kids really start growing up. I think on a policy level, probably the biggest impact we had is in schools. We improved the standards around the school lunch program in a way that they'd really never been done before. We put standards on junk food that was sold in schools. So when we got there, you could sell anything you wanted in a vending machine or in the lunch line. You could literally sell anything you wanted, which is crazy. And so we put really good standards on there, and we got more money to the program. And
so now kids can't find chocolate bars.
There's no candy bars
vending
in schools.
Okay. In public schools, we're just talking, right?
Yeah, yeah. In schools that we had jurisdiction
Right.
over.
Yeah.
But that's 31 million kids.
Wow.
We dramatically expanded the school breakfast program. You know, one thing we found was that, you know, hunger is a huge problem. It's way bigger than anybody realized. 1 in 5 kids is food insecure in this country, which is abhorrent considering the wealth of our nation. And, you know, if a kid is sitting in class, it's 11 o'clock, and they haven't eaten anything, their ability to learn is dramatically undermined. And so we found, though, that a lot of kids who were eligible for school breakfast wouldn't get it because breakfast was only for the poor kids, whereas lunch, all the kids would eat in the lunchroom, so you couldn't really tell who was poor, who was not, who was getting free lunch, or who brought their own.
You wouldn't feel shamed.
You just were together, but
Yeah.
at breakfast, it was only the poor kids. So a lot of kids were not showing up for breakfast because they didn't want to be singled out as being poor. So we expanded breakfast in the classroom dramatically and for everybody, and we saw participation rates skyrocket. And there's volumes now of evidence showing that it has a significant improvement in educational outcomes because the kids now can concentrate.
Right.
So in that regard, I feel very proud of what we accomplished. Lots of other policies around better labeling, better information. We banned trans fats, which is a known killer.
In schools?
No, we banned trans fats across the country, which is a huge win for families. It's a known killer. So lots of other policies that I could bore you to death with that I'm very excited about. But I think honestly, so that's one part. I think the other thing that the First Lady did in a way that nobody else could do was she took this issue that was kind of on the fringe and put it squarely in the mainstream. And I think did it in a way that people could really relate to and be excited about and feel positive about. So I think she transformed our culture. And you know, for these younger kids, it's not cool to be unhealthy. It's like, it's not cool to just sit there and, you know, not get exercise and just pig out on junk food. I mean, you know, all kids are going to do that. I did that as a kid. But the culture's changing. And expectations, particularly of the younger generations, are they want better, healthier food.